Hello, today I'll be looking into the AQA GCSE physical education, exploring an appropriate teaching, learning, studying and assessment strategy used within 14 to 19 physical education curriculum. Introduction: Addressing AQA GCSE aim, structure, benefits, specification and assessment qualification. Also touching upon these outline strategies and implementing them into BTEC Level 3 National Extended Certificate in Sports. AQA GCSE Physical Education. Reason for choosing AQA GCSE is based on the organization collaboration with teachers and youth sports towards the development of a first-hand GCSE physical education that will inspire teaching and learning. It's aimed at helping students of all ability levels to develop skill sets and prepare them for progression to further studies. In addition, it meets the government requirement on a 60% theory and 40% practical content. Specification: This contains of various branches of physical education from movement analysis down to sociocultural influences. The benefit includes well-equipped knowledge of today's sporting world and assessment structure enabling students to know what they are being assessed on. The qualification is linear, which requires students to sit their exams and submit all their non-exam assessments at the end of the course. AQA GCSE assessment. The assessment contains two papers and a non-exam assessment, physical activity and sport. Assessment objectives are across four categories. Also, a new grading system has been endorsed from 1 to 9, 9 being the highest. Marking schemes are prepared by the leader assessment writer and considered together with relevant questions by a panel of subject teachers. Unit: The Sociocultural Influence Unit has been appointed as my teaching area, and I will be focusing on the engagement patterns of different social groups and the factors affecting participation, outlining factors that contribute to engagement patterns in the following groups: peers, family, race, gender, culture, age, and disability. Teaching strategy. In physical education, teaching strategy is illustrated as the general pattern created by using a particular set of strategy. Monston and Ashworth's teaching style is a chain of decision-making. As early as 1973, Nixon and Locke addressed this teaching style as the most significant advance in the theory of physical education pedagogy, outlined as a framework and a way of thinking that establishes principles that unite pedagogical knowledge and shows the relation of precision of one idea to another. Without a framework to unite knowledge being taught, ideas are scattered random and may linger in isolation. The spectrum framework makes it possible to understand teaching and learning patterns. The framework not only records has been, but invites what can be. The spectrum of teaching styles proceeds from being highly teacher centered to highly student centered. Using a pedagogical approach in practical physical education lessons as not and not as effective as a traditional approach to teaching students this unit in classroom. As engagement levels with the units increase independency and improves focus on examination questions and marking criteria. Most importantly, teaching pedagogic strategies are learner centered and are central to the provision of high-quality physical education. Kick 2000 argued that embracing the teaching orthodox to overcome double dose of marginality, where physical education curriculum made with sport, outlines the various examination versions of physical education that will be taught based on the teacher's theoretical pedagogical content knowledge. Cecilia Carmichael and Brown 2008 has criticized the evolvement of the spectrum has it changed over time. Studies have been carried out across variables associated with teaching and learning. Results demonstrate that using the spectrum teaching framework to achieve successful succession stem from understanding student population is diverse. Students learn in different ways and have different aspirations and needs. This unit comprises of objectives from the cognitive and social learning domain and context embedded dictates specific approach to learning instruction. This shows using teaching strategy within the area as it is a classroom-based lesson aids in the development of students positively. Peer teaching. Students working in pairs to support each other learning has shown to be effective in promoting student cognitive and social interaction. Peer teaching links with Mostyn and Ashworth's reciprocal style. In this style, learning from partners and as one learner performs, the other gives specific feedback to the doer based on information provided by the teacher. The purpose study found peer teaching to be useful, and incorporating this teaching style within mass session would enable students work in group. For instance, a show and tell presentation to engage patterns of physical activity, and other students have to give feedback based on the criteria provided. It has been evident in Webster 1987 study that trained peer teaching has positive influence in disabled students. This enables me to adapt my lessons to suit any student with disability within the lesson. Cooperative strategy. Cooperative learning use positive student interaction as a means of achieving structural goals by contributing equally to achieve the team goal. Dyson Strachan 2000 report positive development in social skills, showing the interaction of students from various backgrounds can share their experience and knowledge, making them a productive member of a cohesive team. For example, in a group of five, 4 to 5, outline current statistics on participation rates based on peers, gender, and age factors using Sport England survey as a guideline. This is a group work and each student are accountable for the team success as emphasized by until Etel 1998. Study strategy. The SWOT strategy is to enable students to adapt a good strategy of studying when lessons are going on, as it comprises of selection, organization, association, and regulation. Each component tackle the weak study strategy used by students. For example, poor note taking or organization of ideas linearly. Evidence for Jerem and Kira 2009 investigation on SWOT shows it helps students learn facts and create complete and effective study materials. This would be very grateful for students during my lesson as an effective strategy will enable concrete reading towards assessment and examination, in addition towards self-development in other areas of further studies. Assessment strategy. Due to it is an exam-based unit, a specimen assessment material from AQA on this very subject content will be used. Questions would focus on contributing factors of physical activities to various social groups. Their assessment objectives 1 and 2 will be used during the marking scheme. Putting 2009 outline examination as a significant source of student stress based on lack of confidence or difficulty level imposed in order to make GCSE an important examination figure. In order to reduce stress and anxiety, I will run a mock class exam where students would have to mark each other's work, create an atmosphere of confidence and knowledge check. Although in a study of the meaning of stressful experience for Irish students aged 17 to 22, the study found used grounded theory procedures and revealed that stress was associated with a type of people who define themselves in terms of academic success and the need to achieve and be competent. In addition, Yamato et al. 1990 highlights the fear of failure enables to enables some students to succeed as it imposes a positive pressure to overcome the stress of failure after the examination. Assessment will be adapted to the needs of any student with disability to enable a fair educational system. BTech Level 3 National Extended Certificate in Sport. The qualification focus on the attainment of in-depth knowledge in sport for further studies, or if students want to pursue a career with the sport within the sport sector. Emphasis were placed on three mandatory units which could be said to restrict students from other aspects of sport. An optional one unit was also offered, giving the choice of learners decision on what to do. A different teaching approach would be used when addressing Unit 2 of disqualification, as it involves training and well-being. For example, using VAC learning style as lots will be demonstrated during training session. That's all.